Hi everybody, I'm coming back not to talk about clothes this time, but to talk about some very important information that you may not understand. Um, Recently, actually, I was at the grocery store getting stuff for the next couple weeks um, because I have some friends in another state that are kind of giving a heads up of what is to come for us. And actually, part one of it did happen. So, if you live in Florida, like I do, you should have gotten an alert on your TV, your phone, your iPods, any any device that's connected to the internet or to phone lines should have given you a emergency safety notice from the Surgeon General of Florida. And basically what it said is that if you're 65 and older or or have an underlying health condition, you are now under quarantine. It also said that you are now required to follow social distancing. So up until this point, social distancing, quarantines, stay in place, all of those things were, you chose if you wanted to do them or not. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of people choosing not. So, what this means now is the Surgeon General is the only one other than the President can also do it through an executive order for emergency, but for the basis of how you can become in a lot of trouble for not following it is once the Surgeon General places an order for quarantine, or in this case, quarantine and social distancing. If you have 11 people in your home, you can be arrested because right now it is a law. Quarantine law is very important to understand, and a lot of people don't understand it because it's never really happened in the modern age. But once the Surgeon General, either of a state or of the nation, enacts a quarantine, that is, everyone has to stay inside. You can be arrested just for going outside. So keep that in mind. The reason why they get to the point that they have to make it a law is because we don't have enough people following through on taking care of these things themselves. So we're having more spikes and hot spots. Florida is cutting off. They did have, and it kind of helps too with the New York and Louisiana thing, but they made it like a self quarantine for people coming in from Louisiana and New York. And now under this, they can actually make that a legal requirement. So it's not, hey, we'd like you to go and sit in your house for 14 days and make sure you don't have any symptoms. It is, you're going to your house, you're going to stay in your house, or we'll come get you and we'll take you to the jail or to a hotel or one of these other places that they're setting up to literally force people into a quarantine situation when they are making a health risk. So this is especially important for people coming from out of state, out of country, other places, and then also here in our community. A lot of people having parties and stuff like that, and I know it's difficult, especially when it's your kid's birthday, to have to take a step back and understand that those social gatherings are putting us longer. The longer it takes for people to actually follow the directive, the longer we're going to be under quarantine. And pretty soon it's not going to be a, you can go to the grocery store and you can go to wherever you need to go get some supplies and stuff. It's going to shut down everything. There's not going to be grocery stores. There's not going to be anything open but hospitals and life sustaining things like that. So please understand, if we want to still be able to have that freedom of movement to go to the grocery store, to go and get supplies at Home Depot and things like that. Please, you must abide by the social distancing and the quarantine for 65 and older, and those with underlying medical issues. I have asthma and a lot of other medical issues, so I'm mostly homebound anyway. But, you know, I've gotten my supplies, and now I'm home and expected to be here at least 2 weeks. If we keep having issues and people don't follow the rules of social distancing and staying at home, self-quarantining, we're going to go 2 weeks, and then we're going to be on 2 weeks of mandatory. Everybody's in the house. You can't even go get groceries. So please take it seriously and understand at this point, because the Surgeon General has issued the requirement, it is now a law. So don't throw any more parties. Don't, run out to the beach with 12 of your friends. I know a couple of the beaches are still open in the Keys for people to get, a mental health break. But requirement when you're there, social distance, don't go in clusters, try and keep 6 feet apart, get your little time in the sun and the relaxation you need, and then go home and be out of the way. Try not to be in contact with anyone, and just please, everybody, be safe out there, and let's get this done. Stay home so we can be done in 14 days. That would be awesome. Thanks.